What is going on, everyone? Welcome to a great, beautiful episode of Xbox Chaturdays. I'm joined by the one, the only, Mr. 30K himself, Jez Corden, and
Oh, hello.
a special last-minute kind of audible here. Kayla, Athena Nocturna, is joining us to play some Destiny 2 today. So we're going to be playing some
Hi.
Destiny, talking about some fun Xbox launch stuff, and just hanging out. So thanks for joining us. Jez, Kayla, how you doing on this blessed Saturday?
Kayla.
Oh, I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
I'm playing video games with my best friend, so life is great.
Aw,
Oh, bless you.
that feels nice. Jez, how does it
Bless
feel to
ya.
be a official celebrity according to UK law? Now that you have 30K followers on Twitter?
It is a non-stop burden. And
It's tough, you know. Everything you say is
it's
under a
tough,
microscope now, Jez.
yeah.
You can't get away with
Yeah.
anything.
Paparazzi's knocking down the door. You know who it is. You know, well, maybe you don't.
I
but-
don't. No, I got like 1,100 followers on Twitter. I'm not quite there, Jez.
Well,
But that's almost 30,000.
Yeah, that's
I've been at this for 6 years now.
Jez been out here
7
grinding
years?
the game for 7 years. Jez Vercado.
know.
Oh God, what is? Did I miss out on a new inside meme? Well, I've seen the Jez avocado. Jez Vercado.
I think that's what it is.
Jez Ricardo.
That doesn't quite
when you're
roll
the
off the tongue, Andy.
You know, Rand's the
Jez
tomato, you're
Vercado.
the avocado.
Yeah.
Amon, yes, I'm out of the sling. As of, let me see if I can lift how high I can lift my arm. Oh yeah. As of Thursday, I'm out of the sling. I still have a hard time. Like, I'm trying to get back into like shampooing my hair and using both arms to do things because it was pretty much just dead for about a month and a half. I couldn't
Oh,
really
no.
use it. So, but I'm out of the sling, healing up. It's a new chapter.
A new chapter.
So it's
gonna-
Xbox
let's see.
Series launch week. Who got an Xbox this week?
Me.
Did you get the Series X, I assume?
Sure did. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
pre-ordered that. I was at Best Buy when the doors opened, ready to go.
It was ready to rock. Yeah, that's the way to be. I had a couple buddies talk about a pretty good experience with Best Buy, like curbside pickup, pre-ordered.
Oh yeah, it was
Hold
super
up.
quick.
Yeah, easy breezy. Amon, Dr. Vortex, what's going on?
You gonna start this mission, Jezzy?
Hang on a sec.
Yeah, that's right. I can take advantage of the full power of the Series X now that I can use both arms. It's a brave new world for me.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm an edgelord. All right, so just so everyone's aware, I haven't played Destiny 2 in, I don't know, 2 years-ish or so. So I'm coming in real hot to this. But here's my sick guy. He's got a gold mask. He's got some, you know those Halloween costumes back in the day that was just like the classic knight? Like the silver armor with the gold little lion crest in the center?
Mm.
That's what I'm rocking.
Yeah, the Iron Banner stuff. Chipmunk said Jez potato, which is really funny because Jez refuses to eat potatoes.
What do
Oh,
you,
I hate potatoes.
you hate potatoes? Why?
Yeah.
What did they do to you, Jez?
A good question. I make it a goal of mine to tweet at least once a year, reminding Twitter that Jez eats potatoes.
Let the record show. We got an interesting question in the chat here. What was the first game you guys played on the Series X? Well, not Jez, I guess, because he had it ahead of time.
He's had it. For me, it was actually this game, so it was Destiny 2. So
Ooh,
I played
this
the new
was very
DLC.
first- okay.
Yeah, I loaded up the DLC as soon as I plugged my system up.
I'm a little disappointed that the update wasn't out with Beyond Light, but I'm
Yeah.
glad that that's
Yeah,
coming
that's
pretty
December
quick.
8th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first week of December, that'll be nice. Like I'll be way more interested in kind of diving deep into this when it's the full 4K 60.
Yeah, I did post like 2 screenshots from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, though. That game looks absolutely insane.
I've seen just a screenshot dump of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That game does look really good.
It is beautiful, and sexy 60 frames.
Ooh, 60's got to be the new standard. I booted up Watch Dogs Legion just to like check out the ray tracing and kind of get an idea of what that looks and feels like, and looks amazing. But the fact that it's not 60 kind of hurts. When every other launch game is 60, it's kind of jarring that that's the one exception.
Yeah, I'm not super impressed with. You know what? It's kind of weird to say, but in the preview program for the Xbox Series X, I'm dead. In the preview program for the Xbox Series X, Watch Dogs Legion didn't have ray tracing; it just had surface space reflections, and I actually think it looked better. Before they added ray tracing.
I feel like they went a little extreme with the ray tracing in Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah.
Like, they just put reflections on every possible surface they can. So it looks like you're playing on glass sometimes, which...
Yeah, I like it. Like, I'm dead again. Like, those buses, like in Britain, those buses, the red London buses, they ain't made of glass. But in Watch Dogs, they look like they are made of glass.
It's like when the 360 came out and everything looked like it was like wet. Remember, that was like the hot, like, look at the new lighting. Yeah. And then every single game you played, it just looked like everyone was just covered in sweat or grease. And it's like, ugh.
That's how I felt about Lost Odyssey on the 360.
Oh! Hazador, welcome, dude. Who else is Sergeant Rake, Chipmunk, RN? Thanks for joining us. Couple housekeeping things I wanted to address at the top. We are now streaming in 1080. Jez and I are basically sharing the Streamlabs OBS, so we've been kind of going back and forth. But I tweaked some settings, so we're higher bitrate and higher resolution for the streams. And then also, I've seen a lot of the complaints about timestamps. People want timestamps, so we'll figure out some way. If anyone wants to volunteer for that, let me know. But yeah, we'll figure out some way to get timestamps, because I know we typically go for about 2 hours, so that's kind of a lot to digest. So if anybody watches every week and wants to do timestamps, hit me up. I'll figure out some way to hook you up with something.
We have game codes for days.
I mean, I can do that.
Game codes, Game Pass.
I'm available.
We got a little sweet treat for anybody who wants to help out with that. Because as much as I like listening to myself for 2 hours, I don't really.
So, what games have you guys been playing other than Destiny right now?
I just want to talk about how damn good Tetris Effect Connected is. That's probably my top game right now on Series X. I've been going hard on that.
I can't believe you should. It's
amazing.
Like, I was talking to the devs and I said to them, like, I couldn't believe that I'm sitting there thinking Tetris is emotional.
Yeah,
Tetris is an emotional.
The vibe is when you online crying while playing Tetris with the boys. Like, some of the songs come in and you're like, "Am I gonna cry in a party chat right now? What's going on? Is this gonna happen?"
Yeah, it's a really weirdly zen, kind of beautiful game.
It also makes my eyes like bleed. It's so the HDR in that game is so extreme. Like, when we're in a party chat, we're literally reminding each other to blink. We're like, "All right, guys, blink, blink, don't forget to." It's just like, ah.
Are you playing multiplayer then?
Yeah, mostly we've been doing. There's a 3-player co-op mode where it's 3 people versus a boss, like a series of bosses, and it's super intense.
A Tetris boss.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
So weird. Yeah, God, it's good. Aman Abdul asks, "What are your guys' thoughts on the Mass Effect Trilogy remaster and the other Mass Effect project in development? Do you guys care about Mass Effect?"
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
very
very exciting for the original trilogy. Andromeda was very disappointing, but the original trilogy I feel like is going to be an absolute hit.
I'm excited to see that remastered and out.
I'm like, I kind of wish they would remaster 2 and 3 and remake 1, but maybe just keep all the voice acting, but just redo the cutscenes and all that sort of stuff, because 1 has not aged well. It really has not aged well, I don't think, personally. I don't know.
I tried to go back and play it when they first X enhanced it, like 1X enhanced it, and yeah, it's really hard to go back and play it.
Like some of the issues with Mass Effect 1, like the physics were, man, I remember the Benezia boss fight, right? And there's like Asari biotics all over the place, and they are like spamming, you know, all these physics-based abilities at you. And in the original, it like it could make you warp through the floor or get stuck behind a crate if you got hit by one of these biotic abilities and it warped your model around the place and stuff. So it would be cool. I'd love to see like Mass Effect 1 on the Mass Effect 2 engine where they tidied up a lot of that stuff. It was the first time BioWare had used the Unreal Engine. It really shows. But, you know, it's better than nothing, I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. It was great for its time, but that's, you know, kind of the problem with a lot of iconic games. Like, I booted up Silent Hill 2 the other day to be like, can I replay this? And no. As much as like that's one of my favorite games of all time, like, I played it for about 40 minutes and was like, I can't do this. These controls don't hold up.
I apologize if you can hear my dog in the
The
background.
doggies.
They thought they heard a mailman.
Mailman. The scourge of the canine world. Here's a question for you, following off from that one. How would you like the net? Because obviously they're working on.
Just assume the mail carrier's tender.
You know they're working on another Mass Effect, right?
Yeah,
So-
they've come out and teased it more or less, but
Yeah. So given that they kind of teased some concept art, but then I was thinking like, how would it be like, without spoiling Mass Effect 3 for those who haven't played? It's kind of hard to follow the events of Mass Effect 3 directly, I would say. So what do you do then? Do you make Mass Effect Andromeda 2? Do you do a time skip, like 1,000 years into the future? Do you try and pick up after Mass Effect 3, like in a sort of they're rebuilding or whatever? You know, what do you do? What would you do?
yeah, I think again, without spoiling it, the best way is just to kind of either create a new timeline or just like Andromeda have a completely different cast of characters and like a different sector of the world, because I don't really want to see a Mass Effect 4 necessarily. It would be cool if we got kind of like a clean slate, like if they started more or less like a new trilogy, like they do with Star Wars, etc., where you have a new foundation. Ties into some of the existing lore and the existing characters, but I don't really want to see the same characters.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I agree with that.
So Miles, my dear,
Yes, my dude.
you have to do solo missions.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting rocked by this introductory quest. What the hell is this? Just throwing me into a swarm right off the bat. Let me ease back into Destiny here. Jeez.
It actually does that on purpose. Don't worry. You'll get saved.
Oh.
I think I've replayed through those first missions like several times with friends who have been like, "Oh, I think I'm going to start today," and then like I'll just hop back in with them and do them all over again.
You have to do this with every character? Like if
Yeah.
Okay. I'm slowly cheesing over here, slowly making it happen.
Which class did you pick?
I'm a hunter right now.
Me too.
Oh, nice. I think I have a hunter and a warlock are the two that I got to like base Destiny kind of max level.
In that room because I've played them all since being here. Because I went back and played Alpha Sapphire and Y Ultrasun.
Let's see.
Man, I'm like super lagging on my laptop.
Super lagging? Are you playing Destiny on your laptop?
Nah, I mean, like, you guys sound robotic for me.
Ooh.
Oh, that's weird.
Ooh.
Do you both sound okay to each other?
Yeah,
Mhm.
mouse sounds
Yeah,
fine.
it's just me then. It's just me.
Just a Jez thing.
Any chance you trade?
Oh, Marcus Silva, are you volunteering for timestamps? Yeah, my dude. Yeah, hit me up. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's just at Miles Dompier, first and last name. Hit me up on there. I'll shoot you a DM or something if you're on there, and then we can kind of figure that out, and I'll make sure we have something set up for you. Appreciate that, dude. So, I guess let's talk a little bit about the vaping Xboxes.
Oh god.
Oh yeah. Xbox vape. Me and Rand called it on the other podcast. Me and Rand called it Vapegate.
Vapegate, because I saw a lot of the quote unquote viral videos of the Xboxes smoking, and like it was it was funny. It was super funny to see, but yeah, anyone who really knows what an electrical fire looks like, if that console was actually on fire, it would not be like a fat dense cloud like that.
No.
Like vape smoke is a very distinct, like heavy, floaty kind of cloud. It's not the same as an electrical fire.
Yeah, I think at the if he's telling the truth, at the very most, I could sort of stretch it out to believe something maybe fell into it, possibly.
Something like
And
you
that
fed
burned.
something into the top vent, basically. Something small enough to fit in the holes.
Like little bits of polystyrene or something, but no, I don't believe that for a second. There's nothing inside it that would combust like that. There just isn't. So,
And why, if your Xbox was on fire, would you really sit there for like 30 seconds and just film it?
yeah, I mean that it's not like for it to get hot enough to actually burn. That'd be like at the point where it's gonna spread. Don't just
Yeah.
sit around.
Yeah, you don't
Like,
just sit, yeah, you wouldn't just be sitting there casually and like, oh, my Xbox is smoking. Let me grab my phone and let me stand like 15 feet away and just kind of stand on the shot for like 30 seconds while my Xbox is on fire.
and also crop out the bottom of the video conveniently. I don't know. It's just funny. There hasn't been a single other report after Xbox said don't vape into your Xbox.
Please don't vape into your Xbox. My
Yeah,
Xbox
it's
hasn't been
funny.
vaping, but it has been cracking natty ices. So
What?
it's a really shitty beer in the U.S. called Natural Ice. It's
Natural ice. I don't know that one.
It's what the rednecks drink.
Rednecks, eh?
it's a cheap beer that you buy and drink only because it's cheap.
That's called White Lightning in the UK.
Ooh, white light. I like that. That's got a little oomph to it.
You like it? That's like our like cheap.
Send me
get
some White
smashed.
Lightning, and I'll send you some Natty Ice, and we can do a little cheap beer review.
Ew.
I'm not paying attention to the story at all.
Yeah, like I was telling these guys
I'm not
before I
surprised.
started, I was just asking if I could just smash B through all the intro stories, because as cool as the world of Destiny is, I don't really story.
Like the art's incredible, but
Yeah, the style's amazing, the universe and the characters are really cool, but I just don't care. After I saw Paul McCartney for the end credits of Destiny 1, the story of Destiny was just dead to me.
Just dead to me.
Paul McCartney killed Destiny for me. Paul McCartney single-handedly, not only did he
Paul
kill Destiny,
McCartney, why?
but he completely voided the Beatles' discography because the end credit song of Destiny 1 was that bad.
Paul McCartney?
You don't remember that? The end credit scene of Destiny 1 literally has Paul McCartney in it, and he's like singing this terrible song he wrote specifically for the Destiny soundtrack.
That is...
You don't remember that? It has scarred me
No.
for life. I will never forget that. Like
It has scarred me.
beating
for life.
Destiny and just watching the credits, and all of a sudden Paul McCartney shows up. I'm like, oh my, no, what's happening here?
What's that noise?
It's me. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Dylan has
What you doing?
misplaced his Pokemon games.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, so he's
That's bad.
freaking out right now.
I keep my Pokemons in a drawer next to my computer.
Hmm. We usually have them in one place, which is in their cases, which is what's weird.
Do you want to know a story about Pokemon that'll depress you?
Oh, sure, love it.
depressing Pokemon story. All right, let's go.
There are several.
I had the entire base deck, first edition of the Pokemon cards. The entire deck, so like I'm talking hundreds of cards. And my brother, one day when I was in Germany, my family took them to a random charity shop and gave them away.
Oh no!
Oh, really? It's
And
like,
then-
it just doesn't need these.
Yeah.
Oh,
And because
I
of all,
thought. Oh god.
yeah,
I thought
And
when you were
because of
gonna say
all-
sad Pokemon story, it was gonna be like Cubone's mom is dead, but damn.
no, like I'm like an actual sad story, and because of all the streamer hype around Pokemon cards now, that base deck complete, and it was all in cellophane and all that stuff. That's worth thousands of dollars now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was it? Logic? Who was the rapper that paid an absurd amount of money for the Charizard card recently?
Oh, I don't know.
It might have been Logic.
There's-
Somebody paid, I want to say like 10K, 50K maybe even. If anyone
Oh my
knows
God,
that,
if-
correct me. But yeah, some rapper
oh
paid a
man.
lot recently.
If that was like because it was a first edition Charizard or something, I'm gonna like smash things.
Smash. Nice little nest egg right there.
Yeah. Kayla?
Virgo
Yeah, I'm
says
here.
he has got a same depressing story. But your brother's friend stole the Charizard. Dang.
I'm torn between two things right now because I don't know.
As it or the hype man. So, outside of the not really burning Xboxes, have you guys experienced any weird issues with your consoles, like out of the gate? I've seen some reports. I've had some friends hit me up about some issues they're having. So, not to say the launch hasn't had issues. I have some specific complaints about game clips specifically, but have you guys experienced anything weird so far with the Series X?
I did, but I think it was 100% my fault. So
Why?
my TV. Remember where I was talking about it yesterday or the day before?
Oh yeah.
If I'd load a game that had HDR, my whole screen would turn to green.
Ooh.
And it took a couple hours of research, but finally figured it out. It was having to have the AMD FreeSync turned on the TV.
Oh, FreeSync was causing a color issue with HDR?
If it wasn't turned on, then the whole screen was like, we can't support this resolution, so have a good
Ah.
day.
Dang,
That's
yeah,
weird.
that's super weird.
It took me a while to figure it out, but ended up being lucky and found a Microsoft article for it like that had just been posted. So apparently it's not just me, and it's specifically LG TVs.
A lot of this stuff's coming in hot. Like
Really
they
hot,
only
yeah.
they added like a firmware update specific to the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation like last week.
Mhm.
And the Xbox dashboard, like, it wasn't too bad in the preview program, but at launch, I just started noticing more and more bugs with it. And then they turned off quick resume.
Yeah, quick resume's
Well-
like kind of on now. It's really intermittent and buggy.
I haven't had any issues with it with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like it works. It's been disabled for some games and not others. So it just kind of is what it is. I have no idea why. Maybe the API needs to be updated or something. I don't know. Kayla, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just shooting random mobs and running around aimlessly. Integrations remaining. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so right now we're in a public event, so like it's just a
Right.
fun little side mission. If you go to your quest log, you can see what you're supposed to be doing. Because I can't see what
Oh.
you're supposed to be doing because I've already done it.
Oh, Miles, what are you doing?
I'm still doing this godforsaken introduction quest.
Ah.
You'll get there.
I'm fighting
Eventually,
like a big
it'll
old
tell you to
mech.
go to the tower.
Pretty epic. Yeah, Tehama, same issue. That's my main issue right now is 4K HDR. I can't view them at all on the console. Like they literally are just super dark and frozen single frames when I go to play captures. And then I can upload them to OneDrive and download them from OneDrive. Playing them in OneDrive, they look like absolute garbage. But when I download them, I can play them on my computer in HDR and they look fine. But on the console and OneDrive, they look absolutely terrible. And they don't even play on my console, actually.
Yeah, that's like that's one of the known bugs. That the capture system is completely broken. I moved my Xbox to the Alpha Ring. I was hoping the Alpha Ring would fix it, but it's still broken on the Alpha Ring too.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
So,
like
yeah.
screenshots
I haven't
seem
switched mine to
work
alpha yet. I've
okay,
been nervous.
But even
The
that,
easiest way to fix it is to literally just turn off HDR for capturing.
yeah, that's true.
You can capture 4K SDR and then it's fine. It's still buggy, but it's better. It's just like the whole system for handling HDR stuff is just so weird across everything. Like loads of apps can't handle it. Like, have you ever tried importing a HDR file into Premiere?
Oh, it runs like
Sometimes
complete trash. I was doing the Falconeer review. I was editing that, and that was like from clips that I was using on the Series X to get some footage and see what the quality is of the captures on the Series X. And like normally I can run 4K videos fine, but for whatever reason the coding the encoding they use on that just makes Premiere just chug. And I have 32 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, it's pretty bad. And it's annoying too because it's not like 4K HDR is new on the Series X. It's been on the One X for a while, so it's a little frustrating that they didn't have it figured out going into this launch. But
yeah.
All right, cool, Marcus. Appreciate that. I'll hit you up on there. And so, Jez, have you heard any updates on what the status of Quick Resume is? Because it seems like a lot of games are disabled for it. Some games kind of work, but it seems like like you said, with the preview ring ahead of time, Quick Resume was working a lot better than it is at launch.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we had access to less games and they only gave us access to games that they knew for a fact would work.
Oh, I guess that could be it.
Yeah. I don't know. I do.
Cool.
Alright, so check your mission, Jez. Where are we going?
Think you can invite me maybe to something? Yeah. I think I'm good.
We're actually
right,
probably going to want to join you, because if you join us, you can't do any of these missions because we're way past you.
Yeah, we need to join you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So invite us to fire team, bro.
Bro.
Invite Party to game.
I have to invite Jez, and then Jez will have to invite you because I'm recording the party on the PC and playing on the Xbox. I made that mistake before where I create a party while I'm in a party on the PC and it just cannot figure it out. Are there any
I
new
still
games?
don't have the Frost thing. Sorry, go on.
Are there any new games besides Cyberpunk that you're looking forward to playing on the new Xboxes?
After playing Observer, System Redux, I'm really excited for the medium now. Like I haven't really gotten around to playing a Bloober Team game since Layers of Fear 1. And
Layers
I
of
really
Fear
like
1 was okay.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Like when it came out, I kind of appreciated that there was at least someone looking at horror, and some of the stuff that happens in that genuinely freaked me out. Some of the psychological tricks they use with the lighting in Layers of Fear really impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of scenes where like it makes you it uses your
I love
peripheral
that
vision.
game.
Yeah, like, and I sit quite close to my TV because my eyesight's bad, and also because my room isn't very big. But like, they they did a lot of things in the corners of the screen in Layers of Fear that I think maybe some people either just didn't notice, or I just thought it was really cool the way they used your peripheral vision against you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it's that whole like that meme with the cats with the cucumber, and the cat like
Is afraid of the cucumber.
Yeah, thinks it's a snake because
Mm-hmm.
like they've just caught a glimpse of it. It's kind of like that. You catch glimpses of things in Layers of Fear, and your imagination sometimes fills in the blanks, and it makes you feel more afraid than maybe is necessary. But yeah, The Medium is one game that I'm really looking forward to. I'm also really looking forward to The Ascent. I'm kind of like, yeah, The Ascent. So The Ascent is like a cyberpunk-ish, Diablo-ish game, which looks amazing. Like, it has really great visuals, and it was meant to be launching this year, and it's still slated to launch this year, I think. Or did they announce a delay? I don't know. But it was supposed to come out this year, but I don't think it's coming out this year at this point. So, it is what it is. And The Ascent, and what else? I don't know, man. I just want to see more of Hellblade. I want to be excited for the future right now. And Microsoft kind of like, it's kind of like we don't know what's coming. We've seen like a bunch of pre-rendered trailers, but I don't know what State of Decay 3 looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Avowed actually looks like. I don't know what Elder Scrolls or Starfield play like and stuff like that. I want to know. I want to know more about what we know about before I can be really excited. But
like Elden Ring for me.
Oh yeah.
Elden Ring, yeah.
Again, we have no idea what that is at all. We've gotten one cryptic teaser, and we've heard like pseudo insider leaks about what the gameplay loop might be, or what the scope of the gameplay is. But
I fantasy, I think, is what we know.
Yeah, it seems like that game is kind of in development hell a little bit from what I've heard. So I don't know when we'll even see Elden Ring. Like most of the games I'm super excited about, we have no idea what the release date is, and probably not within the next year at the very least.
Yeah, I think the last thing I heard about Elden Ring was actually this week, though. Phil Spencer saying that he played it quite a lot and said it was the most ambitious game.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name. The guy that does Dark Souls.
Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Most wise Phil checking out a lot of Elden Ring, huh? That's what I want to know. Conspiracy theory time.
Well, From Software isn't independent, so they ain't being bought unless Phil buys their parent company.
That's right. Big Papa Phil throwing down some ducats.
I feel it.
What's a ducat?
It's slang for money. I don't know what kind of slang. It's old-timey. Super old-timey slang, but ducats.
Ducats.
But yeah, right now in the near future, The Medium is the game I've been super hyped for that because I absolutely love Blair Witch was incredible. Layers of Fear 2, phenomenal, significantly better than Layers of Fear 1. Observer, I haven't actually played yet, but I'm thinking about picking up System Redux because
I've got a code for it. I'll just drop it.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
You
want to review it?
Are we doing a review?
I was going to review it, but man, I just don't have time.
I mean, I'm down. It won't be a timely review, so I don't know what the traffic will be. Yeah.
Don't know. We're already a week overdue.
We're already behind the curve a little bit, but
where are you?
Okay, what?
I'll send you a code for it anyway, because it's...
Yeah, no, I want to play it. It looks...
Where are you?
So, if you look at your quest, it will tell you what the next step is for this DLC.
Oh, I forgot I have a sick man bun in this.
Marker.
It's good.
What the hell? Where are we?
We're at the tower.
Tower.
Oh, yeah. So that's where all the normie people live down there, Kayla?
Yeah. This is the last city on Earth.
Why can't we go and hang out down there?
I wish. I kind of hoped that an eventual DLC would let us go down there and like save them or something.
Oh, we're like on the wall around the city. Why is there a wall?
We're on the tower. That's why it's called a tower.
But hang on a sec. If there's a big ass wall around that city, right? Like Attack on Titan. But the problem with that is the aliens have spaceships because they can just literally just fly over that wall. So what's the
That's
point
what we're
of the
here
wall?
for.
What's the point of the wall?
Defend
There's
the
no
wall?
point.
Is this Helm's Deep style?
I don't know. That'd be kind of dope. That's still one of my favorite video game battles ever.
Hmm.
I think you think way too much.
I do think a lot and it hurts.
Hurts my brain.
Man, I just can't. I just got loads of free stuff.
Oh, I glitched the elevator. Goodbye.
You're going down to Zavala's office. That's right.
Okay, what? All right. So are they still doing the thing where like the tower gets destroyed and rebuilt? Isn't that a thing in this?
It's already done. Like it's rebuilt.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That was base game. Was the tower was completely destroyed. This is the rebuilt tower.
What's a triumph?
It's just
It's like achievements, kind of.
harassing me about triumphs.
Yeah. You just if you look in your if you hit the start button, there's a triumphs tab, and you can go and
Oh, these like
Whoa.
challenges.
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it seems like there's definitely been a lot added to this since I last played, so it's not a lot. Oh, Scorn looks really good too. That got pushed into 2021. Did we get a date for that? Is there a hard date for Scorn yet?
Nope, I don't think so.
Legendary Titan. Hello, Legendary Titan. Okay.
Also I need to know if Baldur's Gate 3 is going to come to my Series X.
I think that's confirmed, isn't it?
What I saw, it said that like it was wasn't sure. I could be wrong about that. I haven't checked it in like a month since we started playing early access on PC.
Fair enough.
Browse reward. Cool. All right.
Okay.
No tracked.
Yeah, so when you're looking at the quest tab, it'll be the one that says Beyond Light is the campaign quest. Which we can do anyway. That would be the campaign.
Okay, I need to find out who I need to talk to get that. All right. Vanguard.
Ikora!
Who?
Ikora Ray.
Who's that?
She's
dat?
a Warlock Vanguard.
Oh. Okay. Let's go.
She's way on the other side of the tower. Over here. I'm going over there now. Just so you can follow my marker.
What's this triumph thing?
We just told you that.
I know, that's how I feel about this entire game right now. Oh, what is this? What is this? Oh, what's this?
They're just challenges that you complete along the way.
Lame.
Kayla, how many hours do you have in Destiny 2?
I haven't checked Destiny 2. I know in Destiny 1 I got close to 600. I feel like I haven't put that much into this one. But
Here, is this the way to be? Woo!
Destiny 1 definitely has one of those hours of any game, with Fire Emblem Three Houses being the second, with like 350 hours.
Damn.
I did play a lot of Destiny 1, the base Destiny 1, before it was a fun game.
Yeah,
The
Destiny 1
loot
had.
cave.
Oh
Loot,
yeah, I
yes.
definitely was a part of that.
Praise the loot cave. All right. Outriders does look fun. Like, I'm pretty excited about that because I'm like, I play a lot of co-op stuff, so that's kind of co-op RPGs are the games I tend to play the most. And Outriders looks pretty great.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty excited for Outriders. I forgot about that. Like, if the combat looks wicked, if they can nail the end game, we might actually have a decent loot shooter that isn't Destiny.
Yeah, because that's the big problem is a lot of these games launch and they come out of the gate and maybe the gameplay's fun or they have something cool going on, but once you get to the end game, there's nothing, and then people just drop the game. Anthem had Anthem had a lot of issues, but that seems to be the main issue with Avengers right now is the multiplayer is not fun.
Yep. Dude, you need to go
I checked.
do a
I have
mission.
206 hours.
206.
Go do us a mission, bro.
I'm trying, bro. Akora didn't have anything for me. I don't have any active quests. Can I just fly to a planet? Can we just do a raid?
Yeah.
We cannot do a raid. That you don't get to the end of the thing. But I'm just gonna go look at the stream, and let's see.
Let's do a raid, guys.
Do a raid.
Let's just
Random
do.
raid.
Let's just do
Nah,
a
you
raid.
you have to fly to Europa, man.
Well, I'm just gonna I had accidentally
Man,
paused. Where's the live
Turek
button?
and Rex
There it
has.
is. Okay, so pull up your quests, and I can look on the stream and tell
Okay,
you what's going on.
walk me through it. All right, quests are up. Well, that's happening. Faisal, Super Chat Hype says, I am mad. Where is my Hellblade 2 new trailer? It is already late. Yeah, it's, again, this upcoming year is going to be kind of barren, I think, for big games. Because of
I think you'll be
COVID
surprised,
mostly.
man.
You think so?
Yeah, I think there are games coming, but you have to remember, not only have launch games slowed down, but the marketing of games has slowed down. So I think there are games coming. We don't know about them.
Okay. So that's wild.
What?
Okay,
That's wild.
go to your click on destinations tab.
Destinations tab. Okay, it's your boy. What do we got here? Tower.
That's the map. So go one more over to destinations.
I know it's like super delayed for you, I think. Or not super, but a little bit delayed.
Oh yeah, it might be.
Turek and Rex has 3,837 hours in Destiny 2.
Wow.
Wow.
That's more than I've got in
That's impressive.
Monster Hunter.
That's a lot. You're probably
You're
watching
kinda
this right now
badass.
like, God, this is
I am
awful.
like thoroughly confused.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm jumping into this game after
Oh.
not playing for a while, and I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I don't have any active quests, so
That is crazy. Okay, so go back to the map of the tower then.
yeah. Back in the map of the town. do 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 do.
Right?
Cazador
it'll look
says
for me inside.
Starfield 2021. I don't think so.
Oof, I don't think so.
I'm gonna say no.
I mean, maybe
No.
some information, but not the game.
Yeah, you might be surprised.
I mean, maybe.
I mean,
Don't forget, Bethesda announces and drops games in the same year.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fair.
That's just how they roll.
Okay, so
Top
if you
left.
look all the way right,
A left trigger. Oh my god.
right,
Speak
it's
with
just trials access, so that's not it. Okay.
Varix. All right, where's Varix?
He's on Europa, so you're gonna go to
Oh,
Europa, and then you can go to Karen's Crossing.
Europa. Okay, we're making progress, guys. It's happening. All right. Okay, cool. Let's go. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing Tony Russell. Shout out for the basic control tutorial.
It's fine. I only have 206 hours in this game. I don't know how to play it.
Is this 60 FPS yet? Asks Joe Bailey. No. December 8th
Yeah.
is when the Series X and S enhancements come out.
Hmm. Sorry, say that again.
December 8th is when the
Yeah, I'm
enhancements for Destiny 2 drop.
Have them all again.
Ah, right. Yeah.
I don't understand. Like,
Jez X.
We can go look though. We can move the go.
David Brawl asks, Jez, what do you think about the Xbox Series X disk drive problems? Sorry if this question was already asked.
Started it.
Hey, no worries.
We also-
I actually get a load of DMs about the disk drive at the moment.
You did.
There's clearly some shit going down. Like,
One of those games.
I didn't test the disk drive on mine until I started getting
Your
DMs
Switch
about it
games.
because I don't have any discs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've pretty much been doing only digital. So I guess fill everyone in with what the common
Rune
complaint
Factory
with the
is in
disk
my
drive
Switch.
is right now.
This is Tales of Abyss.
So
Tales of Abyss case is in my.
I don't have any issues with my disk drive, thankfully. It's kind of like lucky, I guess. I tried Blu-ray, my Twin Peaks Blu-ray, played fine, and it didn't make any weird noises and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
but I have seen loads of other people have had issues with it not working, noise, grinding sounds, and all sorts of weird stuff. But I also saw somewhere a video of someone sort of figured out a fix for it, kind of. If you like, I'm gonna try and look it up later because I don't want to tell you to do the wrong thing and break it.
Yeah.
But
oops.
yeah, exactly. Like if you DM me on Twitter, if you have Twitter, the details of what's wrong, I'll link you. I'll try and find the steps that they said. It was something like they put the disc in and then they took it out straight away and then they put it back in or something. And basically what it was, there's some part of it isn't set properly or something. I don't know. But I don't know. It's something I'm looking into still, and it's hard. It's kind of like there's always like issues, construction issues with early batches of consoles. I think like the failure rate is something like 3% is considered good. On a first batch.
On a
hardware.
on a mass release like that.
Yeah. Seeing it on PlayStation's having issues too with loads of different stuff. Like neither launch has been completely without problems. So
Yeah, I have one of my buddies has had an issue where a lot of his games are hard locking. Like he's had 5 different games now hard lock for whatever.
has he got a USB hard drive connected?
No, this is all internal. So he has no hard drive connected. Everything is installed internally, and he's had the new Call of Duty, which I've heard a lot of people complain about the new Call of Duty hard locking. Dead by Daylight, oddly enough. He can play single player, but he cannot play multiplayer for some reason. He's had Doom Eternal hard lock, and what was the other game? He's had also just hard lock on his like dashboard on the home screen. So I don't know what his situation is. I told him he might just want to do a factory reset at this point.
Yeah.
Super chat hype from L Amenopio. Jez, my question. What's Mike working with Phil on from Blizzard in 2021? Mike
Wait.
Ibarra and Phil working on the hottest mixtape of 2021?
Wait, is that a thing? What do you mean? This is the first time hearing about this. Is this something they've been teasing on Twitter or something? Give us some deets.
Give us some, yeah, because I honestly haven't heard anything. Unless this is just like kind of assumed. But no, I haven't heard anything specific.
Start a mission, dude. You gotta click on something.
No.
I need someone to kill.
I need something to kill. All right. The online campaign. Track it. Open your director by holding this. Hey, cool. No tracked quests. Thanks, game. Cool. Appreciate you. These are all bounties. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if this is like bugged for me because it told me I have a new quest, Beyond Light, but now when I open up my director, I don't see that
Like,
quest.
you meant to click on
It
it
should be
here.
marked on your map.
It's here, isn't it?
It's somewhere. Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
Mm-mm-mm.
It'll only be
right
like a little blue symbol.
Isn't it like you literally click on something here?
Mm-hmm. It is like right over here
Yeah,
somewhere.
oh. Do. Okay, so yeah, El Amenapio confirmed that that's just assumed. So I don't know. Like we talked about, I haven't really heard anything specific. If you had to throw out some wild speculation, do you think Blizzard and Xbox have anything in the works? As far as like a collab goes?
I would say probably not. I don't think
Mm.
Bobby Kotick and Xbox are super pally. And look at all the
But there's
exclusives. Call of Duty.
Makibara.
Yeah, and Mikey Barra doesn't work at Microsoft anymore. And why do you think he doesn't work at Microsoft anymore?
Okay.
One day I'll write about that someday.
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 Someday
But not
Jez will
while
stir the pot.
Yeah, maybe at the end of my career. I don't know.
Like, I'm about to retire.
Oh,
Let me just start
God.
dropping some bombshells.
Dropping some bombs, but I don't think that there's going to be anything particularly magical or special out of Xbox and Blizzard. Blizzard's still very focused on PC. That money comes from PC. The only real thing you're going to see from Blizzard on console is Overwatch 2. I don't think we'll ever get World of Warcraft on console ever. It's just like the architecture of that engine is just. You couldn't port it. You just couldn't port it. You'd have to remake the whole game. I don't think that's going to happen.
Don't
Like-
forget about Diablo.
Diablo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Diablo 4. We'll obviously get Diablo 4. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
We get Diablo 4. We'll get Overwatch 2, but StarCraft seems basically dead. So we'll probably never see StarCraft ever again because it's not big enough. RTS is too niche, too difficult for normies like us to play, apparently. And because it's, niche, Blizzard hates niche. Or I should clarify, Bobby Kotick hates niche, Blizzard shareholders hate niche. So I don't think we'll see StarCraft ever again. Unless, change of leadership or someone acquires Blizzard, I don't know. But yeah, just is what it is, I guess. But the thing is, where the hell, where even is Overwatch 2? We haven't heard anything from it forever.
But yeah.
Although
they announced
Blizzard does
it and
have
then...
they announced it and then nothing. Blizzard does have an event in January called it's called BlizzConline. Have you heard of this?
Oh, BlizzCon
It's
Line.
online.
Clever. Okay.
love it.
Yeah, so it's
little-
BlizzCon and
wordplay.
online together.
Whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, exactly. So
So we'll probably
Very
get a new
clever.
Diablo trailer. Hopefully, I would assume an Overwatch 2 trailer would be there as well.
yeah,
How long
God.
I
ago
will
was that
cry tears of
announced?
joy over Diablo.
Has
So.
it been a year or more than a year since Overwatch 2 was announced?
I think it's been 2. I want to say it's been 2
It's-
years.
It's
a
been,
minute.
well over a year, but yeah. Has it
Yeah.
been 2? My God.
I don't know.
I mean, that's on brand for Blizzard to announce something and then not have it released for 5 years, so.
Yep, and it's weird because I don't know. I don't know what their ambitions are for Overwatch 2. I know it's got a story campaign, which is going to be unique because Overwatch
like
1
that.
obviously didn't.
Yeah. And that was a big thing about the build up and reveal of all
Mm-hmm.
the characters was very story driven and cinematic. So I think
Yeah.
that's something a lot of people have been asking for.
Yeah.
And they confirmed that the multiplayer between Overwatch and Overwatch 2 will be the same, right?
Kind of.
There
there'll
will be...
there'll be heroes that are exclusive to Overwatch 2.
Okay, that sounds about right. There was something weird. You can technically play Overwatch 2 multiplayer with Overwatch 1, but I wasn't sure
Yeah.
what the
So
restrictions were.
Yeah, the maps from Overwatch 2 will be in Overwatch 1. So Overwatch 1 will carry on being updated. But if you
That's
want
nice.
if you want the new heroes or the new campaign, that's Overwatch 2 only. Basically, is how I think it's gonna work. It's
Binyabix is saying it's
interesting.
been
Like
a
no one's ever
year
done this before.
since
Oh,
they
it's
announced
been a year.
Overwatch 2. I forget what event they
Oh,
even.
that's not so bad.
Was
Then.
it at a BlizzCon? Is that I think?
I don't even know anymore.
'Cause I think it was like, wasn't there a bunch of drama, like a bunch of boycotts leading up to BlizzCon, and so they announced Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2? Does that sound right?
And the Diablo mobile game that everybody was mad about.
That was a couple years ago. That one
Yeah.
for sure. That did not make anyone, because it was the BlizzCon that followed the Diablo
Yeah.
mobile fiasco. I think they were like, oh, okay, well, we got to at least now announce some stuff people will be excited about.
You know, like everyone who bitched about that is still gonna play it, right?
Oh, yeah.
For
Oh,
sure.
for sure. It's
I know
Like
why.
I didn't complain about it, but it's because I'm a Diablo shill, 100%.
yeah, I think a lot of the complaints just come from people who care. And if you care a lot about a franchise, you probably check it out, even if you're just morally against every aspect of it.
The thing that bugs me about that is that it's not coming to PC. Like, why wouldn't you bring it to PC? Like, get as many users as possible. It's so weird.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's right. Binyabik is saying that
Wow.
it was the Hearthstone drama. There was the esports like drama.
Oh, Blitzchung.
The Blitzchung.
Yeah.
That's what it was. The build up to BlizzCon was
Oh, that's right.
precursored by the horrible handling of the esports. Basically,
Yeah,
Solidarity for Hong Kong got him banned. So that's what it was.
Yeah, and then they backpedaled pretty hard. Not all the way, but hard enough.
Yeah, they still kind of.
Yeah.
They still bent the knee
sucks.
to all that China money, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks because obviously none of the developers wanted that.
Exactly, yeah. Being on that team sucks because I'm sure a lot of those people were in support, but it's all about the dollar bills, y'all.
It's all about it's more than that. It's about shareholders being happy. And there are some companies that are way more controlled by their shareholders than others. Microsoft shareholders, they just sort of shut up and let Microsoft do what they do because Microsoft makes infinite money and it's like, yeah, okay,
it's okay. We don't really need to be involved because there's just a stream of cash coming in. So
yeah, exactly.
We're all right.
So I mean, this is my simplistic interpretation anyway. But like EA and Activision, they seem to be really sort of at the mercy of their shareholders a lot, and especially EA. Like EA will go through these cycles where they'll do something cool and unique, like Dead Space, and then even like Mirror's Edge. Like Mirror's Edge and Dead Space are two games that you could never imagine modern day EA making, but you know, for whatever reason, they got away with it. They got away with making these games.
Somebody sold somebody on the idea. It's cool.
Yeah. And then the shareholders were like, hang on a sec, why are you making these stupid games? Put multiplayer in them, put microtransactions in them. So then we got Dead Space 3. Which is
it's like Resident Evil 5. It's a great fun co-op game, but not a great horror game.
Yeah. And it killed the franchise. And not only did it kill the franchise, it killed Visceral Games completely after Battlefield Hardline.
I think Hardline is what really killed them because they had two kind of back-to-back duds.
Yeah, it's like why would you put Visceral Games, which was founded to make visceral games, on the Battlefield franchise? It's ridiculous.
It was probably. I wonder what the conversations were leading up to that. Do you think that team was stoked to be making a Battlefield game?
I don't know.
It probably sounded cool on paper and like, oh, cool, we get to make a gritty like cop drama Battlefield.
To be fair to Battlefield Hardline, I did play it a fair bit, and it's the only campaign of Battlefield that I ever bothered playing with.
Yeah, it was not a bad game. Like fundamentally, it wasn't a bad game.
It was just a bad Battlefield, really.
Yeah, I don't know. It shouldn't have been a Battlefield, but super chat hype from Case by Case Basis. Machine Games reported working on a new unannounced game. Xbox has a mountain of unannounced games, quote unquote. Do they start to lift the curtain at the Video Game Awards? I think we'll see a little something at the Video Game Awards, personally, but
Yeah, Rand's been saying for ages that he believes the initiative will debut at the Game Awards. I'm not one to bet against Rand, so I tend to believe that too.
I think we all know something's coming, and all of the major reveals outside of the Game Awards have happened. So they're sitting on something from the initiative.
I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft does a bit of a blowout at the Game Awards, because they need to remind people that there are things coming, but at the same time, they kind of don't need to, because right now they don't even have supply to meet demand of their hardcore audience. There's not enough Xboxes to go around right now. So what do? Do you save those announcements for when they'll do more damage or be more important and stuff like that? I think they can get away with keeping some stuff, but I wouldn't mind. I mean, if speaking totally from a fan perspective, I think they should just show everything off. But just imagine this, right? Sony does a gameplay drop of God of War, the next God of War Ragnarok. And then Microsoft's response is Elder Scrolls gameplay. You know.
Oh yeah,
and
we'll finally get to see the new engine that they're been working on.
Yeah, exactly. And then what if are these guys immune to everything? What the hell?
Yeah, what's going on with this guy?
Remember we and you just did this quest. He gets immune and then you run away over here.
Oh right, okay.
Okay.
So run away from him.
Yep, over here.
Do that. And then maybe Sony announces The Last of Us 3, and then you're just oh boom, the next Fallout or Starfield or something. It's like Microsoft could, with Bethesda, Microsoft has an answer for everything Sony could throw, because of how damn big Bethesda is. It was such a perfect purchase. Bethesda has its own events, its own E3 stage presence.
Yeah.
That's how big that studio is. It still hasn't fully sunk in, I don't think.
No.
The scope of what they have in terms of IP and just talent is insane. People forget that acquisition doubled Xbox Game Studios.
Yeah. And it's sort of also they could keep each announcement for a strategic moment, because you have to expect that COVID's not going away in 2021. So we're still going to see these sorts of weird marketing drops randomly throughout the year. So every time Sony announces something, Microsoft could just counter with oh, by the way, here's Fallout, here's Elder Scrolls,
here's Starfield, here's
Starfield, here's Wolfenstein, here's Doom, here's Dishonored 3, here's Prey 2. There's just so much they could do, and that's even disregarding all the stuff they got cooking already, like Hellblade 2 gameplay or State of Decay 3 gameplay, Fable, Forza Horizon, Motorsport, Halo, Gears, and they are building up to become as rapidly releasing as Netflix. Every time I open Netflix now, there's something new from Netflix Studios, and Netflix Studios is just, they've gotten so big. There's so many studios at Netflix now. Rand said he read somewhere that Netflix has more studios than Disney.
Netflix, I think, has more money than Disney now too. That's how big Netflix is.
Yeah, that's what Microsoft's going for. That is what Microsoft's going for. They're going for a big AAA game every quarter, and then when you go from every quarter, what do? Every month?
Yeah, a big game every month.
A big AAA game.
Because they want a game every month. They realize the importance of keeping people locked in the ecosystem. So their goal right now is to have something noteworthy added every single month. Even if it's not a quote unquote AAA, massive release, they're going to have something every single month that you're oh, cool, awesome. I'm going to keep my subscription.
Yeah. Not only that, but you need to cater for every genre. So the way Netflix has cooking shows and crime drama and anime and remakes and, movies of every single genre you can imagine, and everything, Yeah. That's what they're going to go for. That's why Microsoft brought back things like Flight Simulator and Age of Empires and, But
Because you look at Netflix and some of that stuff gets real obscure. Like Netflix originals now,
oh yeah,
like where it was a few years ago, it was a lot of like big noteworthy stuff. But now you look at the catalog and there's a Netflix original for every single person, no matter what you're into. If you're into,
Oh, there's a new anime coming out that I was like freaking out, like Blood of Zeus or something.
oh yeah,
That looks
Blood Zeus.
incredible.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
dumping a lot into animes as well.
They actually make the new Pokemon anime for Sword and Shield.
So that's, yeah, I think at the Video Game Awards specifically, we are going to see at least one big announcement because Microsoft kind of like set the precedent when they revealed their console, the Xbox Series X, at the Game Awards last year. And so for me personally, like from a marketing standpoint and from an fan expectation standpoint, if you're going to announce your console, you really kind of are going to need to follow that up with something noteworthy the following year to kind of keep that momentum. And even though availability is limited, like why not keep that demand? Keep the Nintendo thing going. Like, sure, you can't get one for months, but you still are trying to get one for months because you know what's coming, what's on the horizon. And I think they're in a position now, like demand, like we've talked about before. These consoles were going to sell out no matter what they were, even if they weren't good. The PS5 and Xbox Series X, even if they were just mediocre consoles, they would have sold out this year, easy, no questions asked. So the fact that both companies are putting out solid consoles, I think they're going to want to ride that momentum, and even if availability is limited, just ride it as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, I think like when they come to a point where the hardcore, like you have to remember, even the Xbox One sold out. So even with all the drama about the Xbox One at launch, even that console sold out. But the meme carried on. So when it came to like the hardcore were done buying it, the normies didn't want it because of the meme and the rumors that it was less powerful than PS4 and all this. And then you got like to the middle of the gen where there was all this political turmoil and Terry Myerson and and then Phil came on board and then Phil got promoted and you had all this sort of this interim period where there was this whole sort of mess about what Xbox would become. Phil Spencer made a plan and he sold the senior leadership team on that plan. And now Xbox is delivering more revenue for Microsoft than it ever has ever. And, when it comes to that normie audience, and, eventually there'll be hardcore players who won't be buying it anymore because they'll already own it. When it comes to the normie audience, that's when you start pushing your content. That's when you start saying like, oh, Skyrim 2 or whatever is coming because that's what normies know Elder Scrolls for. They know it's Skyrim, not necessarily the Elder Scrolls, right?
Yeah,
They haven't played Oblivion, they haven't played Morrowind, but start telling them, I wouldn't be surprised if Skyrim actually appears as a region in Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, it's kind of weird to think about it because Elder Scrolls Online has like
It's in there.
It has like most of the regions. Like you can go to Morrowind and you can go to like Daggerfall and also all the other regions. And like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna like make the whole continent? Because it's just a continent, isn't it? Tamriel. It's not even the whole planet, if I remember right. Man, it's so weird to think about. The Tamriel's just a continent. And the planet's called Nirn, right? If I remember right. Planet's Nirn, the continent's Tamriel. Man, I want to get back into Elder Scrolls now.
Go down that
I
rabbit
loved
hole
Elder
again.
Scrolls Online, but could never find anyone to like play with me.
I couldn't play it because I just kept thinking, man, this isn't World of Warcraft.
That's how you feel about everything. That's what you told me literally 2 hours ago.
This isn't World of Warcraft.
Yeah, this ain't World of
This
Warcraft.
ain't World of Warcraft. Yeah, so I guess we can kind of transition from there into, the availability, and then Phil Spencer came out recently, and we're not going to see any numbers, I don't think, anytime soon, but they mentioned that this launch was the most successful launch, and they sold the most consoles of any Xbox launch. And we know that the Xbox One was the most successful before that, and they sold, 1 million in 24 hours? But that was far fewer markets.
Yep, indeedy do. And Microsoft has someone at Microsoft told me that they've allocated more stock to Japan than they ever have before, because they really believe they've got an opportunity with Game Pass, and that's why like Dragon Quest's in Game Pass. That's why Yakuza's
Tales
in
of
Game
Vesperia.
Pass.
Yeah, they're really
and
kind
that's
of
why
pushing those big. Like Dragon Quest is huge in Japan. Like it's big in the US, but in Japan, Dragon Quest is massive. It is a humongous franchise.
I've been trying to get Jez into Dragon Quest for months.
Dragon Quest 11's awesome. I played it on Switch for a bit.
Me too.
It ran kind of per standard on Switch, so I'm excited to check it out on the Series X. But yeah, the Dragon Quest series it's funny. It's one of those like I forget how funny that those games are until I play them. Because my biggest complaint with a lot of JRPGs is the stories are very convoluted and they're very cliche. And Dragon Quest just kind of has fun with it. So it's like Yakuza in that sense. They're not afraid to be fun and weird. Whereas Final Fantasy is very melodramatic and it's good, but not very lighthearted. Super chat hype from Mr. Joanna Dark. What's up, Jez and WC Central? Do you think we will see an Evil Within 3 or a new survival franchise from Tango Gameworks? Or help on Project Mara? I want to see Evil Within 3. That franchise is awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to see the Evil Within 3. Evil Within 1 is such a magical game. It's so... Some of the boss fights in Evil Within 1 starts kind of slow, but halfway through it just gets ridiculously crazy. Did you get far through that game?
I beat Evil Within 1. Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe that completing the Evil Within 1 is a rare achievement on Xbox Live.
The game was hard. The game was really, really hard at parts because it was like a blend of like Resident Evil run and gun with kind of weird stealth segments where you had bosses that would insta-kill you if they caught you. There was a few parts that were pretty tricky. I was just playing on like the normal difficulty, but yeah.
Completing the Evil Within. Yeah, completing the Evil Within on normal difficulty is a rare achievement. But I was like, got to the car park boss, and I was just screaming at my TV. What the fuck is this? Who designed this?
What the fuck?
What kind of deranged creature came up with this stuff? And then like, there's like a garbage monster chasing you through the street that looks like basically a giant poop monster. Basically, that's literally what it is. It's just the game is just crazy, and I never finished Evil Within 2 though. It was just
I didn't like the open world parts, honestly.
Yeah, it went a bit too stalkerish. I don't know. I didn't like having to try and avoid respawning monsters. I don't mind avoiding monsters if it's linear. Linear arbitrarily. What was that?
Oh god. Oh jeez.
Kayla, please stop.
Hey, okay, yeah, well, that is a Pokemon emulator with the speed turned all the way up. And now it's turned all the way down.
Sounds like a just hellish nightmare. Yeah, I have a lot of complaints about Evil Within 2 because the open world and the respawning elements, it made resource management just kind of brutal and tedious. It wasn't like like if it's linear, it can be well balanced, but I felt like Evil Within 2, it wasn't that balanced. It was kind of what crazy shit can we do to make this game?
I think
longer?
a lot of game developers fall into this trap of thinking, "Oh, Assassin's Creed's popular. Let's make our game open world," and it's just like you lose the fundamental point of why your game was good in the first place a lot of the time.
Yeah, not every game needs to be a 50-hour open world game, and I cannot stress that enough. I hate seeing franchises and games and studios cater to that, and all that means for the gameplay is that it's very shallow or very just padded, and you're losing the core experience to add value through hours of gameplay, which I would prefer an amazing 10 to 15 hour game over a mediocre 50 to 100 hour game any day.
Yeah.
Lead us on, Miles.
Huh?
Lead us on. What's the next question?
Hold on here. Hold on. And then Tango Gameworks, that's an interesting get. I don't think they'll help on Project Mara for sure, because Ninja Theory seems to have a really kind of unique handle of that and a really unique vision for what they want to do with that. But
Shinji Mikami is like, I don't even know if he still works there or not, or if he's retired or he's on hiatus or something. I have no idea, but I read like some really depressing quotes from him lately where he was saying he was too old to make games anymore, or no, paraphrasing, he said something like game developers peak in their 30s or something.
no, damn. Tell that to Kojima, bruh. Putting out slappers like Death Stranding. He's well into his 50s now.
Is it?
Kojima's a lot older than he looks.
He does not look it, does he?
You got to think, he made Metal Gear on NES. He's been developing games since NES. He's been developing games longer than I think we've even been alive. Well, probably about as long as we've been alive. So, homie is at least in his 50s. But he looks good. Dude looks good. I'll give him that.
He does look pretty good. I never finished Death Stranding. I got to chapter 3 and I was like, why are you going to orbit?
I don't know.
Need to go to orbit.
I don't have a quest
Do a
marker
mission.
of any kind.
Speak to that woman.
Did you go and commune with the
I went to the
piece of
to
rock
the weird
over here?
pyramid. Yep.
And then it should tell you to go commune with the darkness and like tame it or whatever. Go to your quest again and hit the left trigger, like our friend told us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what Pokemon ROM? Fire Red. Since you guys asked.
Do we think
I have
that
played
Xbox
all
will
of
show
them.
more than one big first-party game at the Game Awards? I don't know.
It could
Maybe.
definitely happen.
I want to see gameplay of Everwild. We've seen 2 trailers now for Everwild, and we still have no idea what it even is.
I tell you what, I don't want to see. I don't want to see a pre-rendered trailer of Halo. That would be so self-indulgent if they did that. If they were just like, "Oh, Halo's still coming, guys. Check out this pre-rendered trailer." No, I don't want to see a pre-rendered trailer. Show us that it doesn't look like a Lego game anymore. How about that?
Savage, dude. Come on. When do we think Halo's coming out? Do you think that's going to be a summer game, or do you think that's going to be a next holiday game at this point?
I think they could release it in parts. Like, I think like
The multiplayer
think
first or
they-
campaign first?
I think no, the multiplayer first. I think what you do with Halo is you release the multiplayer first. It's going to be free to play. Call it a beta or whatever you want. You know, if you don't want to trigger people who arbitrarily don't want it to launch in parts, call it a beta or something. And then
How do I open the goddamn map? Sorry.
Hold down the menu button
Jesus Christ. Okay.
to
here we
open the director.
Fucking hey, okay. God damn. All right. Here we go. We're good. We're good. Let's fucking go.
So but yeah, I think like they release the multiplayer for Halo first. Call it beta. You know, have it fully featured. Seriously, just release it, and then actually work to make the campaign a banger and not just like another AA Microsoft game.
Yeah, don't
Because
I feel like
sick of these
if
double A
Joseph Staten
Microsoft
takes
games.
over, like truly, he's not gonna release a bad Halo campaign.
just go hard with it. I mean, obviously they've put a shitload of money into Halo Infinite. So, in terms of budget alone, it should not be anywhere near a AA game. It should be
Yeah.
a intense experience because they're just shoveling money into making Halo Infinite big.
I think Halo's going to fall into this open world trap too, though. Like, literally, you can't have an open world without an RPG layer. But I know for a fact, Halo fans would be triggered as hell if Halo had some kind of leveling system. So, what do you do?
I don't think
You
there's
just
going to
have,
be
like,
a
a
leveling
sandbox?
system. I think it's going to be, you look at kind of Gears 5, like that type of open world where they've talked about how the RPG mechanics are going to come down to suit upgrades for the campaign. So I think you'll be rewarded with different like upgrades for your suit for exploring and doing side missions, as opposed to like Master Chief is now level 50.
I don't mind if it's like a Metroidvania style upgrade and backtracking. That'd be really cool
Yeah.
if they do it right. But they have to do it right, and they have to make it not look like a Lego game. And they have to make the story compelling and interesting and well done. And they have to basically soft reboot the franchise that has fallen out of favor while Sony has evolved God of War and stuff like that and continues to actually release high quality games while Microsoft seems to completely lost the plot. So, you know, I guess we will see.
See, I would love for them to announce, when they first showed the Halo Infinite gameplay, they teased us with the opening screen being a playable demo. Like, the opening screen of that segment said, press start to begin demo. Like, that was intentional. They didn't leave that in on accident. So I want them to give us at least a demo sometime in the near future so we can get an idea of how it feels. But I don't know.
Problem with Microsoft is they're so afraid of their own fans that they don't want to make the hard decisions. Sometimes I feel like Gears of War is a prime example of this, where they're afraid to evolve it in any way.
Because you'll have the
Because
hardcore like, this sucks. This game sucks.
Yeah, like
you took out the Nasher.
Yeah, Locust forever and stuff like that. You know, it's and like they're so afraid of them. They're like, oh, we took out the Locust. Let's put them back. Let's put them back, sort of. You know, it's just weird the way that they've done that stuff. And now Gears has gone back to a point where it's looped back on itself because they either were too afraid to take it in a new direction or they weren't imaginative enough to take it in a new direction. Either one is bad.
Yeah, you need to respect the fans, but also not be afraid to, show the fans something they haven't seen before, and not be afraid to try something new, even if it's not established in the formula of that game.
Yeah.
And I hope we see that with Infinite, but I don't know. Ooh.
I asked Rod Ferguson in an interview ages ago why there's never any human enemies in the game. Why not explore the pendulum wars or or some of these other sort of lore events that come up in conversations, but we never actually see anything from them. Isn't that and he was like, well, Gears is all about fighting against a monster, we don't want to put human enemies in the game. I'm like, well, you fight against them in PvP though. And he's like, yeah, well, it's just like,
I mean, technically you don't, Jez. Only one team is the humans.
Yeah, I guess. But you still kill, as the player, you kill humans, even if you're a locust or whatever. But or a swarm, sorry.
A swarm.
Oh, Mars is dead.
Yeah, I'm down. Super chat hype by case is a basis again. It annoys me when Phil acts like Halo is fine. I understand that, but at the same time, he's that's his job. He has to act like it's fine, regardless of what the reality is. You got to keep morale high. You can't you can't tell this team that's been working super hard on Halo and trying to make it work despite everything going on that, yeah, we know the game looks like complete shit, but yeah, we're working on it. That's not how you keep a team happy, and that's not how you keep people working for you. So yeah, it's a balance. You can't lie. Obviously, you don't want to lie about the situation, but you can't be as extreme as some of the fans on the internet are.
Yeah.
That's a real morale crusher. Yeah, and Gears is in a weird situation. I'm curious to see what they do with Gears 6, because I thought Gears 5, story-wise, was pretty great. I thought they did a really good job tying into games like Gears 2 and kind of making everything come full circle in a satisfying way. Whereas Gears 4's campaign felt like, hey, this is what Gears is supposed to be, so we're going to make this a Gears of War game.
I like Gears 5 overall. I just think doubling back onto the Locusts again was just a mistake and unimaginative. Going back to New Hope again. Like, just why? You know, it's you just wouldn't do that. I can't think of a single storyline that sort of does that. I suppose like Star Wars trilogy goes back to the Death Star or whatever, the new one.
Yeah.
But but everyone hates that. So
Yeah, it's.
where have we gone
I
now?
honestly, I thought the way that Gears 5 did it was pretty cool. Like, I didn't really have any huge complaints because they found an interesting way to tie it into the lore. And you know, the whole segment with Niles I thought was pretty interesting for Gears. So
Yeah, it was the all the things that happen are awesome. It's just sort of the overarching bit that I don't like. Like if that was like basically the same, and Niles, it was Niles, but like somewhere else. I feel like we're going backwards, is what I'm saying. I don't feel like the story's progressing anywhere. We're going around in circles.
you got to look
And,
to the past to build a new future, Jez. Okay.
No, you don't. You have to kill the past. Didn't you listen to Kylo Ren? Let it die.
Destroy
Kill
it.
it if you have
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
Let the past die. Kill
So,
it if you have to.
and then they immediately just took that idea and just threw it away with the next movie and said, "Just kidding. The past was super cool."
Oh man, Star Wars.
I finally
The
finished
ninth
the
movie
new.
should have been a. The ninth movie should have been a two-part. I think they could have saved it if it was a two-part. They should have had one movie that was building up to Palpatine, and then one movie that was just all Palpatine. Because the way, man, I don't know. Are we allowed to talk about two-year-old spoilers? 3-year-old
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you care about, if you have, here's where I stand on that. If you haven't seen Star Wars at this point, you're never gonna watch it. So I don't really care.
Because if you cared about Star Wars, you've already seen it.
I don't even care about Star Wars that much, and I've seen it. So
So I literally worship Star Wars. Like Star Wars is for me.
nerd.
Yeah, I'm full on one of those kind of nerds. I read before I go to sleep. I read Wikipedia and learn about
Oh.
the backstory of the aliens. That's
Sounds like a good
how,
way to put you to sleep.
well, exactly. But what are these glacial stalwarts that I keep collecting?
Resources. Like each planet has their own type of resource, and that's what
Right.
this resource is. Yeah.
What are we doing here exactly?
That's how I felt the entire time we've been playing this. Why am I here?
Well, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to the cutscenes.
Let me skip the cutscenes and have a fundamental idea of what's going on.
That's the problem with Destiny. It's like, and I actually had this problem with Halo as well. I didn't know the plot of Halo, even though I played Halo 1, 2, and 3 a lot as a kid. I didn't know what Halo was about until recently, because I just when you're playing it in co-op, you don't listen.
Yeah,
You
you're
don't.
You like
yeah.
just talk to your homies and
yeah,
party
too
chat.
busy, being ridiculous. Oops. Goodbye.
You know what it should
Oh,
do? If
think we're going.
it should like
Which way are we going?
it should have like a reminder. Pay attention to this part. It's important for the story or something.
A little.
talk
you see a
down
little
like you're an
icon in the
idiot.
top right, like, "Hey, pay attention. It's important."
Yeah.
Or give me like previously on Destiny.
Oh God.
What? Oh, I just killed
Um,
myself again. God damn.
There's a chest
doing
over
over there?
here. I don't
Just
know if
jumping
you guys can open
into
it,
the
but
abyss?
it's here. I mean, I don't know. Maybe check your quest thing again.
I do see the quest, but it wants me to go up here
Okay.
somehow. But maybe we just need to loop around.
Well, actually, is it telling you to like go back to Varys?
Yeah, it's telling me to go back to Barracks. Yeah.
Okay, so you can actually pull up your map and just fast travel to Karen's Crossing.
Oh my God. I actually know how to open the map now. What's up?
So proud.
What's up? Oh, okay. So we missed this question earlier, but John Miranda asks, should Microsoft implement haptic feedback and adaptive triggers on their future controllers? You know, it's kind of a catch-22. Because you look at the Xbox One, and they had the resistance and the triggers, not on the same level as the PS5. But
Yeah.
Did it?
yeah,
It relies on developers though to.
nobody was
implement that
using
type
it
of
though.
thing.
Like we had
No,
like-
no. Sony has something completely different.
I'm not
They-
saying they're the same. I'm just saying in terms of innovating with new technology to that
Oh,
degree,
okay.
you look at the Xbox One triggers and they had they were basically the first to incorporate rumble. So you played games like Forza, and you drive over different terrain, and it would rumble differently. Most games didn't use it because the percentage of people who could use it was small. We have the PS5, where obviously all the launch games are going to use it, but going forward, are we going to have all third-party devs support that? Technology seems cool, but I don't know if Microsoft will match it. But
Well, it's kind of like if both Microsoft and Sony implemented it, you kind of like you have to think maybe more devs would give it a go.
exactly,
You
they
know?
both would have to be fully on board, and so that way devs can be like, okay, both systems have this, as opposed to, well, I have to do this for one version and not the other, so I'm just not going to do it.
Mm.
Where the hell are you guys?
I'm talking to
Boop.
Barracks.
We fast traveled to Varix. It's almost
Right.
like you don't listen, Chess.
What the hell's going on? That's the vibe of this stream. What is happening? What am I doing? So, Jez, I know you and I have talked a little bit about console sales and how I have publicly said that I think, based on availability, that the Xbox will outsell the PS5 this holiday season specifically.
Sorry, can you say that again?
So you and I have talked a little bit about this. Console sales, tying back to Microsoft saying that this was their biggest launch ever. I have publicly said that I think, based on availability alone, that the Xbox will sell more than the PS5 this holiday season, not for the life of the console. Has your stance on that changed at all?
Sorry, dude. You're gonna have to repeat one more
Are you
time.
what? Okay, I'll talk really slow. Okay, so
Okay.
you and I, we had a conversation.
Yes.
Okay, step 2. In this conversation, I said that I think that the Xbox Series X and S will outsell the PS5 based on availability for this holiday season.
No.
You say no.
No. And that's because I know for a fact Sony has manufactured more units.
You know for a fact.
I know for a fact.
Sources. Drop some sources.
Literally,
Dude,
no.
trust me.
Dude, dude, trust me. Shuhei Yoshida called me and he gave me the number. So
Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I don't know if Sony's manufactured more, but I know that Sony's allocated more to the US. And the only company that is going to tell us who wins the holiday season is MPD.
mhm.
And I know for a fact right now there's more stock of PlayStation 5 in America, and that's just the way it is. For a couple of reasons. A, Microsoft had a bigger global launch than they've ever done before. They've allocated more stock than ever before to Europe and Japan at launch. So that's one reason why they're going to lose MPD. And the other reason they're going to lose MPD is because some of that silicon is going to upgrade xCloud. So xCloud's going to be upgraded to Xbox Series X level servers in early 2021. So some of that silicon has gone to xCloud. So while I think Microsoft may have manufactured more silicon in total, they've allocated less to the United States, which means they're not going to win MPD. I guarantee for a fact Microsoft will not win MPD this year for the launch. Sony or Nintendo. It could literally be Nintendo again. Maybe Nintendo's manufactured the most.
God, yeah,
and just
the Switch somehow is the top seller this holiday, despite the
come on,
fact
do a
that
quest.
I'm
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a quest. Stop.
God.
Get off my back.
And the Generation XSX, you actually, with this DLC, it starts you at playing here.
Yeah, so thankfully haven't they like eliminated a lot of the previous game?
A lot of planets are gone now. Like if you look at the destinations map, like Mercury's gone, Venus, Io, Titan, like most
Why have
of
they
the
done
planets are gone. They've disappeared in this DLC. I assume we're going to undisappear them throughout the campaign.
Oh,
If you watched the cutscenes, you'd know that.
They're taking the Fortnite approach, and Thanos just came in and snapped half the planets out of existence.
Mm.
So what's the mission looking like?
I don't know. I'm talking to this guy. He's got a spear. He's telling me to, I don't know, do
Varix?
something. Varix, Beyond Light. Okay, cool.
Varix is the guy that killed our best friend, Cade 6.
Speak with. It keeps
Spoiler.
having me speak with Varix, but it's not progressing the quest when I do. He's making me watch this intro, this cutscene every time. Varix the Loyal. Okay, I spoke to you. You son of a bitch.
What?
I'm done talking to you, Varix.
What is he saying?
Varix disapproves of your new stasis abilities. He thinks you're being reckless. He wants you to remember what the darkness has done and what it is doing to Aramis. He refuses to believe that this is the only way to stop her. But he acknowledges that you are free to... Okay, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I can't do
Pick
anything.
up Bone Chiller. Pick up Bone Chiller.
It won't let me.
Go. Hover over it
Uh-huh.
and hit A.
No, not enough space. Oh, God.
Because you've got to go delete a weapon.
God damn it.
I believe in you.
How do I delete an emblem?
Clear
Same
my
thing. You hover over it
inventory.
and hold X to dismantle it.
I'm just scrapping everything.
But it said if I press X, it goes to store.
Oh, well, then you're just storing it in your storage, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like a DLC store or something.
No, it stores it in your vault.
I'm obviously a pro Destiny player.
Obvi.
Like I said, it's been a couple years since I played Destiny 2, and so far I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing.
Well,
Alright,
if you paid
boom.
attention, it'd be different.
Let me smash B. I don't want to read things. I just want to shoot. Okay. Don't make me read.
I mean, if y'all are just wanting to shoot, we can go do strikes or Gambit playlists. Like, it doesn't have to be the campaign.
I think like a lot of Xbox fans are looking for, hoping to see Microsoft actually win something, quote unquote.
Mhm.
But thing is, these like sales races, console sales, they just really don't matter.
No, Phil's
When-
already come
when-
out and said, like, we don't really, that's not the metric that we're using for how we perceive success. Because there's Game
Yeah.
Pass, so people can play whatever games on their phone. So they don't necessarily care at the end of the day if you buy a Series X or not. They care if you're
They
subscribed
are
to
a
Game
Game
Pass.
Pass company now.
Yeah,
They you have to start thinking of Microsoft more like you think of Netflix.
exactly.
Right.
And there won't be any box at all. It'll be Xbox, the app that's built into your Samsung TV when you buy it, like Netflix.
I think like we'll still have consoles because if you hit the law,
You're gonna have your
you hit the
hardcore
laws
people.
of physics, right? And they're always going to make more powerful silicon. I don't think there'll be a point where, you know, people don't want to have a pixel perfect experience because you're never
Yeah.
going to get that over
An app on a
Over-
TV. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
the laws of physics. Like even if you live next door to Microsoft servers, there'd still be
A little bit of latency, and there's
Yeah.
like even when you stream Netflix, that's just a movie, a pre-rendered movie. If you look closely at the backgrounds, you can tell like that the quality's diminished. Like you're losing something from that experience. But we're willing
Yeah.
to look past that because of the convenience of it all.
Yeah. And like people don't build gaming PCs just because they want to have a great gaming experience. There's just something about building PCs that's a hobby, you know. So I think like they'll still make consoles and they'll still give people that at home experience. Also Microsoft will still sell games outright separately. Because why wouldn't you? You know, it's people still buy them. They said that Xbox Game Pass leads to people buying more games at retail,
Mhm.
which is crazy to me.
It
But
gets people back into the habit of playing games because, again, this is something we've talked about before. Like, there's a huge paywall to play games, like, and some people just don't care about that paywall. They're not going to buy a console. They're not going to pay $60, $70 per game. But when you tell somebody, oh yeah, if you pay $15, you can play a bunch of games. Like, the mentality is like, oh, cool, I'm invested in this. I'm in the habit of playing games because it's easier and cheaper for me to consistently play games. And then something new will come out, or they'll see something they like and buy that because they're kind of in that mentality where if you're not invested into an ecosystem at all or a platform related to gaming, you're not going to buy a game.
And it's also stuff like it becomes a habit, you know. When people subscribe to Netflix, they just never unsubscribe. It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
it's just the
it's
way,
just easier
the way
to
human
leave
beings
it.
are.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
You know, it's always interesting when before Microsoft used to announce Xbox Live subscribers. They don't do it anymore, but they used to. But for ages, there were still Xbox Live subscribers that were way higher than Xbox One owners, because there were still people on Xbox 360 who were just still subscribed.
Yeah.
And there's still probably people who subscribe on Xbox 360. Probably don't even realize they're subscribed, you know.
Not looking at their statements, like, oh, dang, I'm paying $10 a month for 10 years. Oops. Hazador.
I like Sorry, what?
Oh, sorry, real quick. Hazador. Somebody else has volunteered to do timestamps. But I appreciate that. So
Hazador does them for
the
us.
Xbox 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
Double up the work.
Yeah, Hazardor, you're crazy, man.
You're a mad lad. Oh, and then we have another
Crazy,
super chat
awesome.
hype from El Emenapio. It's still hard to say. Any recommendation for an HDMI audio extractor?
Audio extractor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you using this for? Are you just trying to record audio, standalone, or?
That's interesting. I would have no idea, man. I'm afraid.
No, I don't really. I mean, obviously, there's no optical audio out, so that's been a complaint for a lot of audio purists right now with the Series X, is they're trying to find a better way to get audio to their stereos and sound systems.
Oh, okay, I get it, because there's no optical audio out. Why is HDMI not good enough for audio?
It depends on your stereos. Like some stereos don't have an HDMI input. Is the thing.
I will.
I mean, I had to
investigate
buy a
that.
headset because of it.
Yeah, I think there are people within future who probably know that.
Yeah,
I'll
that is
around.
Yeah, we'll do some digging and see if we can get a good answer to that, because I primarily use headphones, so for me it doesn't really matter. I've also heard when I was on with Dealer, he was saying that his Astros, the audio quality through USB for his Astro headset is noticeably worse.
What you have to do to fix that is turn off Astro's version of Dolby and just use it on stereo, and then use Dolby Atmos, because Astro's Dolby solution that comes with the headset, I don't know what it is, but there's something weird about it. So if you turn that off, it sounds a lot better, and just use Dolby Atmos. But I don't know.
Like the Turtle Beach 800Xs that we have, like we can't use them on the Series X because of the optical port, so I had to get new ones.
Yeah, that's a really old headset. I would
It is.
expect it that update that. That was an
optical.
awesome headset. I tell you what, the 800X from Turtle Beach is the closest I've ever come to calling a headset perfect. But that damn microphone, man. That damn microphone.
Turtle Beach historically
so
just
good on that. Turtle Beach is like, I really like Turtle Beach stuff, in the sense that they make quality headsets that are relatively affordable. At least they do now. They didn't back in the day, but they do now. But they've just given up on the high end. I think the 800X was like the last high end headset they made, and I think like the fact that the microphones were so bad, and very high profile, a lot of people didn't like it. I think that might have put them off doing the high end. I'm guessing they lost a lot of money on that headset. Alas.
Yeah, their tier is pretty much now like 100 to 150 for the most part. It seems like they're afraid to make a headset that's more expensive than that now.
When you
they'll
guys
go-
get up, you need to run away, just for the record.
Yeah. They'll go. Turtle Beach will go all the way down to like 30. They've got
that's
like
true,
some really
yeah.
cheap headsets, but they're like their main headsets are sort of in the sort of. Oh, the dude's right next to the chest, man. That is just ridiculous. I'm gonna have to dive there. And try
I
and get
believe
it.
in you. Oh wait, he's gone. He just
Ooh,
okay.
ooh, some loot.
Loot, and then you can actually do the mission instead of a random public event.
Yeah, do the mission, Miles. What are you doing?
I'm just vibing, bro. Just out here vibing
Just
on a
vibing,
Saturday
bro.
morning.
I'm actually starting to get into this now a little bit.
What time zone are you in?
Britain.
BST.
Even Miles lives in
Oh,
Britain?
I'm in Mountain
I know
Time,
where you live, Jez.
Colorado. So it's
Oh, okay.
11:50 a.m. for me.
Okay, it's almost 2 p.m. for me, so I
Oh.
was thrown when you said morning.
Got to
How do
cater.
you like it there in Colorado? Have you lived there before?
No, we visited about 2 years ago and really loved it. Like fell in love because I'm from Washington State, so we moved to California and I lived in California for like 8 years. But it's only sunny, like, which is cool for a little bit. But when it's like 70 to 90 degrees every single day, it
hate
gets
that.
kind of old. Like it's not fun after a while. Like I took up surfing and I did a lot of the California stuff when he first came and it was cool. But after a bit, I'm like, I miss having seasons. Like it kind of sucks. My first Christmas in California, it was 95 degrees. I woke up on Christmas morning sweating my ass off. I'm like, okay, this kind of sucks. Like,
That's for sure normal where I live, so.
and where are you at?
Florida. I'm from
Oh,
Louisiana.
okay.
I've only lived in Florida for like a year and a half.
I've only been to Florida once, and we went to the Keys, and so it was pretty beautiful, pretty mild.
It is beautiful, but I mean, Florida's also super not worth the trip.
Yeah, we went
You
through
know what? I
Miami.
visited Florida. You know.
Florida man.
Do you know what I did?
You did? You went to Florida?
Yeah, I did.
The
I went to
Keys.
Florida.
How was your Florida experience?
I
You went to
played World of
St.
Warcraft in the
Petersburg.
hotel room.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
There's not much to
I
do
had-
in St. Petersburg.
I raided from my hotel room. That was fun.
Sounds like a good trip.
No, it was for it was before you joined Windows Central. Like it was the last Mobile Nations conference.
Oh,
Wow, that dog sounds angry.
Sorry.
Oh god.
Dylan's
Oh.
cuddling it a little too hard.
Oh, super chat hype from Silent Cipher. Jez, you mentioned turning off Astro's Dolby Atmos solution. Is that through the Command Center app on PC or the settings on the console? Thanks.
I think it's actually on the headset itself, if I remember right. If you look on the headset, there is a little button that I think it's actually got a Dolby symbol on it. And if you press it, the Dolby symbol will disappear from the dock. And if you do that, I just prefer that audio. Now, it might not improve your specific situation, but I prefer it with that off, and then using Dolby Atmos instead.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yeah, Iron Mike is saying the same thing. There should be a Dolby button on the headset. Yeah, and then Colorado now. What was it? About a month ago, we had a 90-degree day, followed by a 25-degree day where it was snowing. So went from no change in temperature to some pretty extreme changes in temperature.
That dog doesn't like talking about temperature.
Dylan?
really.
Yeah. He loves Dylan. Or she loves Dylan, rather. She's beautiful. She's a pit bull.
Sweet little pitty.
They're banned in the UK.
Across all of UK, pit bulls are banned.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because gangsters were breeding them for fighting, and basically the British breed of pit bull became super aggressive. So and they ate a load of children, so they had to ban.
Oh!
God. Damn, Jez, UK's always going hard. I thought
Don't know how to go any other way.
I thought America was scary, but every time you talk about the UK, I learned something kind of horrifying.
Well, think of it this way: nobody in the UK has guns to flex, so they stab people, or they breed aggressive dogs, or they
Dogs eat people. Jeez.
they'll glass you. They'll smash a bottle in your face or something like that. So while British people's capacity for spree violence is perhaps reduced because nobody has guns, there's still a lot of violence in the Slice that boy.
Slicing that boy up.
Spy integration.
No.
Yeah, that's a
Going,
public
Jez.
event.
Go check it out. Let's see what's popping over here. Let's see what's going down. Public event. Disrupt
What is a spy
construction.
integration? Kayla, explain what a spy integration is in lore, please.
Yeah, so it's a Vex thing, but whenever they come in through portals and whatnot, and they use these spires to open more. That was like the very first raid in Destiny 1 was with these.
Hmm.
Oh, I did some of the raids in Destiny 1.
Vault class.
I don't get why they remove that content. Like when Blizzard adds a WoW expansion or a new patch or a new raid, they don't remove the old raids. Like you can still run it for like the gear, and then if you like the way it looks, then you can use it on top of your actual gear.
I think
So like people still run the old dungeons that are 15 years old to get that old school gear.
I think their logic was they wanted to have a clean slate. Because
Especially with Destiny 1, because it had so many issues and overall was kind of not liked. I still put 500 hours into it, but
It's really funny though, because like people in WoW always like bitch about expansions and stuff at the time, and then like a few years later, people are just like nostalgic for it. Like, I remember like at the time, the Mr. Pandaria, when they added the expansion with all the pandas in WoW, everyone hated it. They hated the end game. They hated the balance. Everyone was annoyed all the time. But now you go on the subreddit, everyone's all like, "Oh man, remember Mr. Pandaria? It was so good."
I miss
Pandas
those
and stuff.
days.
Yeah, it's like
Those
I like it.
simpler times.
Yeah, like even stuff like Star Wars is the prequel trilogy. Like back in the day when the prequel trilogy came out, everyone hated it. But now if you go on the subreddit, everyone talks about how great it was and how it's the nostalgic trilogy now for a lot of people. So I suppose a lot of the people who were kids back then grew up on that instead. I don't know. I've got no ammo and I can't do anything. I'm gonna
pick up
slice
ammo by killing people.
I mean, for me, I guess it's kind of nice. Like as someone who hasn't played in a while, it's kind of nice to have like a more simplified introduction to the game that's more tight. Because I'm sure with a game like this, I'm sure they weren't getting a lot of new people in consistently. Because you boot up the game and you have no idea what's going on. And you had to buy all
That's
these
why I
different
didn't
expansions
get into
and
it.
like figure out where you are and where your friends are and grind out light levels. And there was a lot of like obstacles to playing with other people who had the game. It reminded me of old school WoW where I had buddies who were like, "Let's play WoW." I'm like, "All right, cool." And they're like, "All right, we got to get you to level 90 in like 2 days so we can play together." I'm like, "Oh." And so
well, World of Warcraft's had a bit of a soft reboot like this. The level cap right now, well, not anymore. But the level cap previously was like, man, I can't even remember, like 120 or something. They've like cut it in half, and now it's like 60.
Oh, God.
So, and now it used to take days to level all the way to cap. Now it takes 12 hours. Okay, and that's like playing slowly. So they've sort of, and also they've added a new starting area with the new tutorials, and I think they want to try and get new players in, because for whatever reason.
Yeah, I remember the last time I played World of Warcraft, I got to max level in a day. Like I just had a buddy who was like, I got like if you referred somebody, you got like a 5 or 10,000
Oh yeah, you got a six,
XP
you got a
boost.
6 buff. Yeah.
And so got to max level in one day, and I was like, oh god.
Do you know what? Do you know what you get now if you refer a friend? And I really want to do this. Actually, I might, Kayla, I might force you to do this with me.
All right,
Because
that's fine.
if you refer a friend in WoW now, you get like a biplane mount that looks like basically you get an Indiana Jones outfit. Basically,
Oh, that's pretty dope.
you get the biplane from which one was it? Raiders of the Lost, no, is it Lost Ark or Temple of Doom? I can't remember. You know when he's trying to fly away from the natives and they're throwing spears at him? Is that Temple of Doom? That's Temple of Doom, isn't
That might
it?
be Temple of Doom. It's been. Oh, I need to rewatch those movies. Actually, it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them. I'm
I need to-
literally thinking now.
I
need to
own the
order those on
Blu-ray
Blu-ray.
collection, so I'll have to
Yeah,
revisit those.
I'm gonna order those. Are they? Does Disney own that now? Did they buy Indiana Jones when they bought Star Wars?
Is Lucas?
I don't think
I don't
they
know.
don't. I don't.
That's LucasArts, isn't it?
don't I
Lucasfilm.
didn't think it was,
Does
but
Disney own
Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilms though?
Or did they just buy Star Wars?
no, they
I don't
bought
know.
Lucas.
That is interesting to think about. Someone in chat probably knows.
So yeah,
But
somebody and somebody Han Solo says that's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
oh, okay, it's Raiders. Okay, well, basically, you get a biplane, you get like an Indiana Jones outfit, and you get a cloak that actually looks like a backpack. And there's only 2 backpacks in the whole game, and one of them is through refer a friend. So I need to do that with someone. This is super
Just hit me
important.
up.
This is super important.
You can
Okay,
refer
so yeah,
me.
they're saying
It's fine.
people in chat are saying that Disney did buy Lucasfilm. So yeah, Disney owns Indiana Jones.
So wouldn't it be on Disney Plus then in that case?
I didn't know that Lucasfilms did Indiana Jones. That's just news to me.
Yeah.
I feel really
Lucasfilm's-
dumb for not knowing that.
Lucasfilm's a serious business, man. Like, what else did they do? Lucasfilms. They did like
Star Wars.
Star Wars, Indiana Jones,
And then
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. Nothing
It's
but
Howard the Duck.
slappers. Cool. Well, I'm gonna probably shut this down in 5 or 10 minutes, so we'll kind of open up the end here for any questions you guys have. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Saturday. Yeah, if you haven't followed us on Twitter, I'll start spamming some tags here in the old chat for y'all. And if you want to play some Dead by Daylight, hit your boy up because I'm still grinding that.
Yay.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm actually fairly confident that Indiana Jones is not in Disney Plus. I'm gonna say 69% sure.
Is
Nice.
that because they
Sorry.
don't
Default.
own it, or because there's still rights that have to expire or something?
Oh, they can't pull. Oh, yeah, that would make sense. But is someone saying Indiana Jones is on Amazon? Is that what? All the movies are on Amazon.
Oh,
So that's probably it. Because there were like stuff like where Netflix had certain movies in their contract in the Marvel universe. So Disney Plus had most of the Marvel movies outside of the ones that were still on like Netflix.
Man, this sword is just sick. Run up to a guy and slice him in half. Man, people are still.
He's almost
popping
caught
off
up to where
fireworks
you
in
were
the
today,
UK.
Jez.
Nice. Miles catching up.
I think that next mission is the one where you and I died like about 20 times.
Oh, dang. Okay. Getting up to
Oh, great.
speed. I'm going to be really excited to play this in 60 FPS.
Yeah, I kind of almost want to wait to play it more, but I also kind of want to get good gear now.
Yeah, if you wait, I'm going to end up being like, maxed out light level and then leaving you in the dirt. So,
Leaving you in the
Wow.
dust. Wow.
Wow.
Harsh.
because I'm not gonna quit playing for till
Yeah,
December.
I'll probably wait until the 60 FPS update comes out so I can. No, then it'll be like a brand new game.
Just collect loot.
But, the loot box fell through the floor.
Yeah, I saw that.
GG.
Blew myself
Did you
up
get a
here.
pink rocket launcher?
Sit here dead for a minute. Oh, Binyabik is saying that Paramount still owns the movie rights for the first 4.
Ah, man, Disney must
Paramount.
be pissed over that.
Yeah, Disney, where's that money? Throw some ducats down. Although Indie belongs.
back to
Disney
ducats.
now. Yeah. The old
Yeah, Disney, just
ducats.
buy Paramount.
Come on, yeah. Get it together.
Who owns Paramount? Universal or something?
There's like 4
Well,
companies that
doesn't
own everyone
Disney-
now. I forget. There's like an
Thought
interesting
Disney owned
web you can see
Universal.
online for media companies that own everybody. There's literally like 4 companies that own almost every single like studio and production company. It's wild.
It's Nestle, isn't it?
It's Nestle.
It's the cookie people.
Nestle. Cool. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to shut this down. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you all next week.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.